NCAA tournament. NCAA tournament. NCAA tournament. I mean, what else is there, baby? Let's go. As Ric Flair would say, woo! Welcome on in today. What's the remix? Hold on. Welcome on in to the NY to MD podcast on this balmy Saturday morning here in the D to the M to the V. Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard here for your entertainment. What's going on, Bert?
Hurt, we made it, man. We made it. We made it through another winter. No snow. We didn't have to shovel snow this winter, man. We had very good temperatures, you know what I'm saying? Except for those couple days, remember, where it hit like single digits. But other than that, man, it was a good winter. Because you know me, I can't stand the winter. I like the occasional snowfall, but I literally count down the days till spring. Ask my family, they will tell you. And dude, we made it. We're here, and I'm pumped, man. What's the temp out today?
53 is the high, I believe, but it's gonna be rainy all day, mate.
Okay, hey, I'll take it.
Rainy all day. The low is gonna be 40, but it's like 50 now, so it's gonna just drop.
That rain could be snow, and that's how I always look at it.
But my whole thing is, when is a good time to put my plants outside? I just need it's still gonna be in the 30s. So the points of the lows next week, I needs it to be in the 40, 50s as the low. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We'll get there, man. We'll get there. But everybody, welcome on in, of course. NYMD podcast here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe to Mike. We appreciate it. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And thank you for all your comments and all the looks we get on Twitter. We really appreciate it. And, of course, we're on StreamYard. I don't want to say StreamYard already. On Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, and Stitcher apps. Wherever you find podcasts, you'll find us, the NYMD podcast. So I know the main event, the main course, the piece de resistance is the NCAA tournament. But I want to start out with some of the things that we need to cover that won't take as much time to really cover in the world of sports, because, you know, sports does still go on during March Madness. First, I want to start with the MLB WBC World Baseball Classic. The finals was this week. It was Team USA, Team Japan in the finale, and I have to say, I was keeping track of what was going on. Japan did secure a 3-2 win. I know you. Both of us, I think. I know, at least I can only speak for myself. I know you weren't really interested. I wasn't, until I really just saw like how the crowds were reacting to it, where they were playing. And the crowd reaction to me is everything. If a crowd's into something, I'm like, I'll give it a chance. I don't know what this is, a commercial. Okay. I mean, if you needed that, I have it on my phone. So if you wanted to, show you're back and show it. Let's just get the finale. So some overrated guy was up at bat. and the best player in baseball was on the mound for Japan. They happen to be teammates, which is crazy, by the way. And one guy's jinxed another guy from not making the playoffs, but it is what it is. So, but this is the showdown between the best versus the best. Now, I watched this whole bottom of the ninth inning, and I'll just have this speak for itself. And not to use I don't even. I don't know. It wasn't even a Jack Buck. Like, we'll see you tomorrow. There was no see you tomorrow nights. This was it. You can see everybody. American team won the win down 3-2. They're a little bit dejected. You see how much it means to Japan. There goes the guy they call Captain America, more like the federal agent or the U.S. agent, I guess. He's more or less that way from Winter Soldier. He's more like that guy to me, but Look at the best player in baseball. Look at that. Look what it means to him. Look what it means to him. Look at this dude coming in there with the Szave. I mean, striking out, the side, not the side, he didn't strike out the side. He just really struck out this guy. But man, dude, when that happened, that this was going to live in infamy in your life for probably the rest of our existence.
Right, and real quick, that highlight was courtesy of Fox Sports 1, just so we know.
And they had ESPN up there too, right?
And ESPN, yeah. So we don't want to get in trouble. So
no, not like they're really paying attention to here, but we never know. So thank you, ESPN, and thank you, Fox Sports. But yes, and thank you, Shohei Ohtani. Thank you, sir. That's the main thing.
That was like my worst nightmare because let me tell you, I don't really care about the World Baseball Classic, but I'm starting to see that a lot of people do care about it. This means a lot to the players. And dude, when I got that text, I was like, oh.
When you woke up and saw it, not when you got it. When you woke up and saw it, which makes it even better.
Yeah,
I sent it out when it was over, which was like 11, maybe.
Yeah, I was asleep.
And the response that I got at like 1 a.m. was so much better when I woke up. I'm like, they text me back. It was 1 o'clock. It's like when you get this glowing feeling inside. And as you all know, I'm not the biggest Mike Trout fan here.
I had no idea why.
But I don't know either. It's just, big situations. It just doesn't come through, I guess, right? So one day I'll see. One day, I mean, if he ever makes the playoffs again, I'll see how he does in pressure moments. But in this pressure moment, down 1 run, you're the last, Obi-Wan Kenobi, your last hope. And Obi-Wan came through. Mike Trout did. He's definitely not Jedi. Sorry.
So what does this win mean for Japan? This is what, their third WBC?
That's their third WBC. Those fans were into it, especially when they were playing back home. It means the whole thing is from the Olympics. There's really nothing international as far as representing your country when it comes to playing baseball, and this is the closest thing to it. And I know we've kind of talked about it in the past, like between us, not really put it on the show because it really hasn't been around. It's like this is like the first one I think since we had the show, maybe. Because the last one was 6 years ago, I think 2017.
I think
so. Yeah, because it's been pushed, COVID.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So yeah, we haven't even discussed it here, but and of course, I lost my closer. Altuve got hurt.
That was horrible, man.
That just, Altuve's out for 2 months because he got hit in I think fractured something in his hand. He got hit by a pitch, and then I was reminded that it's baseball because yesterday in spring training, somebody got hurt and is out for the year.
Who?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay,
I had it up here. Hoskins. Who is he? Phillies. Rhys Hoskins. Okay, he was expected to tore his ACL at first base during spring training.
Wow. So
it can happen anywhere, honestly. And it's like, and the one that happened to my closer was a freak accident. It was. But again, was he going to be jumping around during spring training? No. But he could have been running the first. He could have been taking ground. He could have been doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. we've seen, the thing is, we watch baseball long enough. We've seen things where pitchers are out shagging fly balls and get hit or pull something, running to, we've seen it long enough. You know what I mean? So the inherent dangers or whatever of the World Baseball Classic are there like any spring training or baseball game. The meaning of it, though, to me, the way Shohei Ohtani was, the way his teammates were, not just him, what it meant to, Japan, it just seemed cool. And I'm like, and I was talking to you about, internationally, we don't see, like, when there's Summer Olympics, they don't even put it on TV. And plus it's amateurs for us. I don't remember getting into Olympics baseball.
No.
And plus they're college kids. They're not professionals. So I don't know who they are.
Right.
So having these guys, facing each other in this scenario, and we're so big on the World Cups and the Olympics for basketball and the Olympics for hockey and everything else, and baseball doesn't have it. This is the closest thing. But I would have to say this is the first year where I was actually really towards the middle of it, not at the beginning, because I'll be honest, but towards the middle of it, I was really, really excited to watch it. And I just turned it on. So I'm like, this is baseball. Like, this is really baseball. And they're really competitive and they really want to win, because who wouldn't want to win for their country?
Right.
So I was excited. But yeah, that highlight, again, I was rooting for Trout. I really was. I am a United States, citizen from here. I wanted him to win, but close second, like 1A and 1B was him striking out. I ain't gonna lie. Especially if it was anybody else.
Right.
I would have been like, whatever. Now, if he struck out, regardless, I would have had it recorded. But the fact it was Shohei Ohtani, I can't begin to talk about how satisfying that was. It's a weird feeling I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. But if it was another batter, I would have rooted for that batter. But just because Mike Trout was the last out and he struck out, I can't write that better than that. I can't. So it's funny. I was sad that USA didn't win, but I was more elated because I was like, oh, he ain't gonna let this down forever. So, and that's the reason why they need to be on separate teams, just so we can see that a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So congrats to Japan.
Yes.
With their third World Baseball Classic. They win there, got a 2, classic lead over any other team. I think USA has one, and I don't know if it's the Dominican or Puerto Rico has one. Okay. But yeah, whew, can't wait to the next one.
All right.
And by the way, Trout said he's committed to the next one too. So we may just see this all over again.
All right. So, okay. NBA. What's going on with the NBA? I can't take it.
Well, speaking of striking out, your Wizards
are they eliminated?
Have not been officially eliminated yet, but they might as well just throw themselves on the fire. They are 3-7 in their last 10. They were in a playoff spot. They're now a game and a half behind the Bulls.
Oh, okay.
Which is not bad, but we are in game 74, so there's 8 games left.
Oh, okay. All right, they're not out of it.
Yeah, well, they're really not into it either, it seems like. So they could pull it around and come back and do something, but it doesn't seem feasible at this point.
Well, sure. I mean, if they win the next 2 and Chicago lose the next 2, they're back in.
Yeah, they won last night, luckily. So
what's their schedule like for these last?
That's exactly what I was getting to. Good follow-up question, my friend. The next game is at Toronto tomorrow.
Okay.
They got Boston at home on Tuesday.
Okay.
Friday, Orlando at home.
Mm-hmm.
At the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Bucks at home. At Atlanta versus Miami at home, and they finish the season off with Houston.
Well, the positive thing about that schedule is they have all their tough games at home for the most part. So, you know, so it's unlikely, but
Yeah, I mean, again, they lost to Orlando by 10 last time. There's no excuse of losing to Orlando. So they need to get that win back. Houston's the worst team in the league. They need to get that win back. It's just their defense isn't showing up. I mean, the last couple of games, just in their losses, 117 to Cleveland, 132 to Sacramento, 122 to Orlando, 118 to Denver. That's how many points they give up.
Yeah, but those are decent teams, so you know what I mean. So
okay, 122 to Orlando.
Yeah, but the other three are decent teams.
Okay. Yes, but then getting up over 100 points to everybody.
Yeah. To your point, they're playing no defense.
Yes, yeah. So that's the bad part.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see, man. They're not making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs. I would like for them to, but they're not.
Yeah.
On the opposite end of that, of course, are the New York Knicks, who are in 5th place, currently in the playoffs. Where am I? Go back to my standings. Of course, one of their games, of course, as you heard, is against the Wizards. They are a game and a half ahead of 6th place Heat right now, and they're not catching Cleveland, who's 5 games ahead of them. So and the Knicks have 7 games left. So right now they're probably locked into that 5th spot. The Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly have clinched playoff spots in the East.
Okay.
And only Charlotte and Detroit have been eliminated so far. Okay. Over to the Wild West. Wild West. Over to the Wild West, we got Denver has clinched a playoff spot. Memphis has clinched a playoff spot in the division, and Denver won that division. 5 games behind Denver is Sacramento. The Clippers are in. Now, the crazy thing about this is between the Clippers at 4 and Oklahoma City in 10th, they're separated by 3 games.
Okay.
So that order could change at all time. And, of course, unfortunately, Paul George got hurt this week. So he may miss the remainder of the season for the Clippers, and that's definitely going to hurt them. Yes, they still have Kawhi, who I don't think is fully healthy yet. Phoenix, again, KD's been out, so they haven't been at full strength either. Golden State has won 3 in a row. They won 4 of their last 10 right now, so they're trending in the right direction. Minnesota is in 7th, and the Lakers are in 8th right now. So, but again, the Lakers, who are actually now at 500 for the first time, are a game ahead of 10th and a game ahead of Dallas, who's 13 and a half games out. So Dallas right now is sitting outside the playoffs, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. So I don't know how that Kyrie trade's looking right now, but it's not looking great. But again, they're tied, but just behind the percentage points with Oklahoma City. So we'll see. So the Lakers could still could move up. I mean, in all honesty, Lakers, if everything falls their way, could move up to a 6th spot and not have to even play a play-in game. So We'll see. And maybe LeBron may be coming back early as well. So we'll see. But I've been watching a lot more basketball than I have. And I think I know you and I know our friend Dan was talking about it, but I maybe do more to DraftKings. But I've been watching basketball because I'm like, oh, what else is on? Oh, let me watch some sports. And before I'm like, yeah, I'll watch a show, let me do something. So I've been kind of excited especially and I'm sorry, didn't mean to totally forget about this. Ja Morant returned this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Came back to the Grizzlies, came off the bench after he had his meeting with, I almost wanted to say David Stern.
Adam Silver.
Thank you, Adam Silver. Thank you. Last week he issued his apology, and he is back with the team. The thing that kills me about Memphis is they haven't won anything, and I feel like I almost feel like they're like the Boston Celtics when KD got there. Not saying they're fake tough. KD was Chicago. KG was from Chicago, so he wasn't fake tough. He's like real tough. But they just talked a lot. And Memphis is talking a lot. And I never thought in one time in my life I would agree with Draymond Green. But Dylan Brooks hasn't won anything, and he needs to shut up. Just go out and play. Dylan Brooks is a better overall basketball player. Like, he can actually shoot. Draymond is, a better passer, a better rebounder. But Dylan Brooks is better overall. But you ain't won nothing yet, man. So I like the little rivalry with Golden State because, I've had issues with Golden State because of Draymond. But when you haven't won anything, and you haven't even gone to an NBA final, just ratchet it down a notch. That's
right.
So speaking of ratcheting it down a notch, we got to bring it back home. Gotta bring it. Let's reel it in. Yeah, reel it in. We gotta bring it back to the Inner Harbor. Supposedly Lamar was twittering. There's people being involved. Then I heard that wasn't true. Then he said that people were lying. I don't follow anything purple, except when the Lakers were purple because LeBron's playing. But other than that, I need to know what's going on with your boy. This is week whatever the Lamar update. So you're the Lamar expert. You and your siblings.
Yeah.
Have daily a group text about Lamar.
Yes, dude. I can pull it up and show you, man. I mean,
So Phyllis said on your thoughts, Marcus's thoughts, and Nate's thoughts.
Yeah. Dude. See, I'm on the other screen. If you can see, these are like our texts and messages that we have every day. It's just crazy.
I see a lot of pictures. People are sending a lot of gifts.
Emojis, crying, laughing. All right, let me try to break it down for you like this. All right, so as we know, March 15th, today is March 25th. So it has been 10 days since Lamar Jackson is able to negotiate with teams. Just to back up, the Ravens placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on him, which means he will get paid 1 year guaranteed salary of $32.4 million. Other teams can negotiate with him. However, if a team signs Lamar Jackson to an offer sheet, the Ravens can match that offer. If the Ravens do not match that offer, that team has to give up 2 first-round draft picks. If he signs the offer sheet prior to the draft, it has to be a first-round draft pick this year and next year. If it's after the draft coming up, it would be 2024 and 2025 draft picks, obviously. So basically, a week has gone by. Crickets, sir. Crickets. No offer sheet has been sent to the Ravens. We don't even know if a team's been negotiating with the Ravens. My fear all along was the Colts because they traded Stephon Gilmore. They cut Matt Stafford, freed up about $30 million in cap space. I said, oh, this is making sense. They're gearing up to pursue Lamar. But so far, we haven't heard anything. All right. So about a week goes by, nothing happens. We hear, and let me see if I can put this up on the screen. I'm just going to put Lamar's Twitter stuff on screen so we can see this. We find out that Lamar's going to have an interview exclusively on his YouTube page, the Lamar Jackson Experience. He's going to be interviewing himself, or somebody's going to be interviewing him. And he put out a teaser, and he was talking about how he's been playing in a pro-style offense and stuff like that. So fine. But then later this week, Kurt, we get a tweet from Tom Pelissero, who says Ken Francis is who pretty much he's tweeting that there's been an associate or somebody on behalf of Lamar Jackson has been contacting teams to try to drum up interest. Basically telling teams that Lamar's ready to move on from the Ravens and, just trying to find out who's interested, basically. So then Tom Pelissero came out this week and said, all right, the NFL came out, NFL Management Council came out with a memo advising teams not to partake in any conversations with this guy. He's not NFLPA certified, and if you communicate with him, you could be fined $54,000. You could risk losing draft picks, stuff like that. So we're trying to figure out what is going on. So the moment I heard that, I'm like, okay, he's trying to drum up interest, right? But then Lamar comes out and says, "Stop lying, man. That man never tried to negotiate for me." But reports came out that this guy was contacting teams. We're like, what's going on?
Good question. So this came out from the ML from the NFLPA, correct?
So Mike Florio earlier this week, he was the Pro Football Talk. He was the one that first reported that some non-certified person, some non-NFLPA certified person was contacting teams. He first reported it. Then Tom Pelissero comes out and says some Florida man named Ken Francis, is calling teams on Lamar's behalf, right? So then Lamar tweets. Let's go back to his Twitter feed. So then Lamar tweets something about Ben Affleck with his jersey on, saying this is every day, but it's okay to not be okay. Mental health awareness. Okay. But then this is what we got to see right here. Same.
Okay. He's getting in shape for his free agency. Where do these people find these places to work out? That's what I wonder.
All right.
Yeah, because that's convenient to take everywhere you go.
Yeah. So about an hour later, after all these reports come out, right? Lamar drops this thing on Twitter. We find out that Kim Francis is his business partner. By the way, who has denied that he has made contact with teams. All right. But Kim Francis is his business partner, and they're about to drop this thing called the entire gym. It looks like a portable gym system or whatever, portable weights and all this stuff. So I'm just so confused. Was this whole thing a publicity stunt? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So you either you have a business partner who on your behalf is contacting teams to drum up interest, or B, this was just a publicity stunt, or C, both. So my question goes back to if A, this guy was calling teams on your behalf to drum up business, why not just get an agent to do that?
That would make sense.
And B, you have this business partner, you have this product, the entire gym, which, like I said, looks like a portable gym, portable gym. You can take weights and stuff with you, but you're promoting this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be respectful. Whatever the heck this thing is, I'll just put it like that. When you could have an agent representing you, drumming up interest, and you can have an agent getting you real endorsements for like legit companies and products that pay you legit money. Like, what's going on, Hurt? Like, honestly, I hate to say this. I love you. You know me. I love Lamar, man. Love him, and I love the fact that he's so unconventional and he's different and he's his own dude. But I don't know if he's getting good advice, man. I just don't know what's going on, man. Get an agent that can get you a deal, that could get you an endorsement. Like, to me, the time for him to get an agent, because I give him and his mom credit. They did everything right. You know what I'm saying? As far as managing his career, up until the point that he won his MVP. The minute he won an MVP, all right, let's let the professionals do their job and leverage this MVP into a long-term contract and major endorsement deals. You see what I'm saying? But he's chosen to go this route, and that's cool. But I just don't know what he's doing. To me, this comes off as amateur hour. He still doesn't have a deal. Nobody sent him an offer sheet. He hasn't even had any negotiations with anybody. He's the only, because he's self-represented, he is the only one who can contact teams to negotiate. Has he picked up the phone to do that? Like, what is going on? So anyway, it just seems like there's always something every week about this whole saga, every day. I really just want Lamar. He is such a unique talent, such a good player, man. I just feel like the management of his career ever since 2020 has not been good. It has been beneficial to him, hasn't been beneficial for the Ravens. I just don't know. Look, I wish him the best, but honestly, and I mean this, I'm kind of just not over it, but I'm kind of just done with it, man. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm not going to say any more. Look, I want Lamar playing for my team for a long time, but this just makes him look bad, makes the organization look bad. It's just, I just hope he knows what he's doing, man. But
I mean, like, things have worked out for him so far. When it comes to everything that's going on, I feel as though, unlike Patrick's situation, McQueen, he signed that extension, right? The linebacker for the Ravens. What is it?
Patrick Queen. What's Patrick Queen got to do with anything?
No. He doesn't
have.
Oh,
Roquan. You talking about Roquan?
Roquan. Thank you, Roquan Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant. Listen, at least I know the name of another linebacker. He's not a high-profile quarterback. There's a whole different situation.
Oh, Lamar Jackson isn't a high-profile quarterback?
I'm Roquan Smith. Follow me here.
You said quarterback, dude.
I said he's not. Said he was his own agent, right?
Got you.
So he's his own agent. He signed a very lucrative deal for his position.
The richest deal, by the way.
For his position, right? Which still does not compare to the position that Lamar plays. This is high dollar. This is, record-setting numbers. I mean, like you said, Roquan set a record, but this being the face, he's still not no matter what, Roquan's not going to be the face of the team. The face of the team is going to be using quarterback. It may be Lamar. This is the biggest decision of your life, basically. And he's going about it like he was going about his workout with his roller gym, just all right, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to do my workout, call it a day. This is bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like, it's bigger than that. And he's just going to play himself into that 32. I really just kind of have a feeling that after all this, who would want him? Because they may be like, we're not dealing with this. And we got to negotiate with this guy.
See, that's the thing. This is one of the things me and my brother and sister were talking about. Like, does an owner look at this and I know he's talented. I know he's great. He's hard to negotiate with. He's doing this. Like, is this you want your? I'm not trying to
diss him or anything.
I'm not, because I love it, but I'm just trying to think. Do other owners look at this and say, "I want this guy"? Because your superstar quarterback that you're paying all this guaranteed money to is the face of your organization. You know what I mean?
He hasn't done anything wrong off the field.
No, he hasn't.
He's squeaky clean. He's a good, by all accounts, he's a good kid.
Right.
Loves the community, all that good stuff. But this is bigger than that.
I don't know, man.
This is bigger than that. So again, not having an agent. There's two different things here. Not having an agent has probably hindered him in some ways. Like I said,
and it's cost him money. Yeah,
but it didn't hinder Roquan at all. But it may hinder him because how he's thinking his value is. You know what I mean? I think, is he a better quarterback? Again, the Cleveland situation is, one of those things where they just went out and just, hey. Haslam was like, we need something. I'm just going to pay. I don't care.
That was desperation.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of things, and none of it was right? So he's looking at it like, I know I'm better than him. I'm not saying that he should get that money, but he's got a really good, as goes with the other guaranteed of these young quarterbacks. We all know these other quarterbacks are going to get paid as well. But, he's still young. Lamar's still young. Get your good. This is what they offered is a great contract. It could add up and probably would add up to $200 million guaranteed eventually. That's a lot of money. 200. Now the 133, I had issues with, but after you explained to me that with all the things in there, it could be 200, guaranteed. That's really good. Yes, is it the same as the guy in Cleveland's? No, but. It's not bad. It's probably a higher guarantee than some of the other quarterbacks that sign stuff. May not be higher than Joe's coming up. He was
offered the second most guaranteed money at signing except for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
that's it.
So, which is phenomenal. But the between 2 and 1, I get how it looked on the surface, and I was like, no, that's too low. But I didn't know about the whole rest of the contract.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole rest of the contract is other guaranteed things in there.
Right.
So, I mean, and now look, if you're, like I said, I know Indianapolis, like you said, like freeing up space. Do you just want to just take a chance and wait during the draft, or are you going to be like, oh yeah, let's go get him when he's just I kind of feel like he's overplaying his hand. And this is Spades, and he said he had more books than he really does.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I just don't know, man. I truly want the best for him.
Yep.
I just want this stuff to all end, and we'll see how it turns out. We'll see what happens this week. We will see. So, all right, man. Just a couple of notable NFL happenings this week.
We got a wide receiver.
Yeah, but real quick, just to start off in the league, Adam Thielen. That was probably the biggest name from this week. He signed with the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's that big of a deal, honestly. Let's see. Who else?
Panthers don't really have a quarterback, so.
Yeah. Well, they do have a quarterback, just not yet.
Yeah, they're gonna have a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. So that was the most notable signing. It was basically he was the biggest name. Now, as far as trades this week, we had a couple of significant trades. We had Brandon Cooks going to Dallas.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yep.
And Dak got some tattoos.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like what he got?
That's my point. Why did I even come across anything?
Okay. I don't get that one.
Hopefully he got one of the Super Bowl trophy because the only time he's gonna have one.
Yeah. The second trade this week, which I thought was pretty cool, the Browns and the Jets. The Browns received Elijah Moore and I also believe a third-round draft pick in exchange for the Jets' second-round draft pick. I mean, they gave the Jets a 2. They got back a 3 in Elijah Moore. So I thought that was a pretty decent even trade. So yeah, but other than that, man, that's it.
They don't have a quarterback. The Jets don't have a quarterback yet either. So
yeah, we don't know.
One. We'll see. We don't know.
Actually, now it makes sense. They needed that second-round pick to get Aaron Rodgers. Probably why they made that trade. So we'll probably have something coming up next week. So
we'll see.
Yep. All right, man. That's
the main.
We talked about NBA. We talked about baseball and football, but wow.
That's not. No one cares.
Where's Elliott going? Well, he wants to go to either I think the Jets, the Bengals, or the Eagles. I think he's going to the Bengals.
I want him to go to the Jets just so he can annoy you. I think that would make me actually feel better.
Annoy who?
Annoy Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because then he would actually understand why I have a dislike for chipmunks.
Oh.
So yeah. So that would be that's a great question. That's a great
I think he's going to the Bengals.
Yeah. Who's the last team?
I think he's narrowed it down to the Jets, the Bengals, and the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles aren't stupid. So it's either the Jets or the Bengals. And he would fit because he's not the main event guy.
No,
he needs someone there, who's the bigger, better back. And they had that in Mixon. So he would be a good complement to Mixon. But, again, I could care less.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm the winner this week.
Yeah. I'm getting texts all over the place.
Oh, yeah, because about Lamar, I'm sure. Maybe Lamar's texting you. Anyway, let's get to this Marchy Madness, man.
All right, man.
So, dude, it's been are you finally into the tournament this week? Even though you missed all of Thursday?
Yeah. Well, I watched the games yesterday. Talking about it, talking about the games kind of got me interested. So yeah, I watched the games for the most part. I did go to sleep early yesterday. So I didn't watch the end of the Princeton game, Creighton. But for the most part, I'm enjoying the games. I thought yesterday's slate was pretty good, man. But you're right. I totally missed Thursdays. So let's talk about those games, man. I want to get your opinion. First of all, you sent me a text saying I was snuffed, basically by Jeff Probst because my winner pick got defeated by a team I really like, Gonzaga, man. And I think it was you that was telling me that game was really, really good. So tell me about that game.
Yeah, that game was going back and forth in the last 2 minutes of the game. Honestly, UCLA had a bigger lead. Gonzaga came back on them. Eventually, took the lead within the last minute. UCLA hit a three, was up by one, and then within that, Gonzaga came back. UCLA still had a great chance. They had an inbounds play, which almost worked. The guy who hit the 3-pointer for Gonzaga took it from like the March Madness side. Like he took it from the S in Madness. And that thing went in. They say they practice that all the time.
Wow.
So after that basket went in, they had like 1.1 seconds. But they had a great play. They had the inbounds and they threw it over to the point guard and it kind of bounced off the backboard and the rim. So you said they still had a chance. But that was just a great game to watch, man. It was a great game to watch. And Thursday had a really good slate of games. Let me go through them real quick. That was, of course, to me, the main event game.
Well, we had Kansas State versus Michigan State.
Michigan State, yeah, which was the overtime game, which Kansas State pulled that out. That little point guard was off the chain that they had for, I think his name is Noel. He's a transfer, I believe.
Yeah, my brother was telling me about him. He's like 5'8". He was like, yo, this.
Yeah, but he's like a bulldog. The dude was, he was shooting now. He was shooting threes he shouldn't be shooting.
Okay.
But yeah, he was getting to the basket. He was distributing. He broke or tied, I believe, either tied or broke the NCAA tournament for assists in one game. He had 19.
19, yeah. He went 20 and 19, I think, that game.
Yeah, yep. So, and it was the year 2019. So good job for him. But yeah, he was great. So Michigan State sent packing. Someone else sent packing. Tennessee, man. They got snuffed out by the Owls. Now the Owls were a team who's been in the top 25. Again, a team to me seated a little bit too low at number 9. Now, I know they don't play in a huge conference, but they were ranked part of this season. So you should be in the top 25 teams. When you're ranked 9th, you're not considered to be in the top 25 team. You know what I'm saying? So they're coming through, and they're in the Elite 8, snuffing out in a game that wasn't really that close in the second half. The first half, they were losing. Second half, they came out, outscored Tennessee 40-28 for a 62-55 win. So Florida Atlantic, the pride of Boca. The pride of Boca is going to Elite 8. UConn, I'd say they didn't waste time. They came out, took out Arkansas. It was like we ain't messing with you guys. And just it was 45-29 at halftime, and then just went and blitzed them. Came out for 22-point win, 88-65. So we got going to the Elite 8, of course, is Gonzaga, UConn, Kansas State, and Florida Atlantic. And of course, we had the games last night.
Yes.
For teams in the Sweet 16 going to that. The first, I guess, the best game maybe I would put out there was the San Diego State-Alabama game. Yeah. Even though San Diego State led throughout the whole first half, Alabama was trying to make a comeback, but they couldn't. And San Diego State, coming out of the WISAC, I think they're still in the WAC conference, beating the number one, maybe one of the number one overall season, the team that's been ranked number 1 all season in Alabama.
Man, so they really impressed me, Hurt, man.
Yeah, San Diego State, their defense was great. They produced a lot of turnovers, and I think they only had like 1 turnover in the first half. When Alabama had a lot more. So they played a really perfect game, and they took out that number 1. Miami, Dan's team, of course, going to the Elite 8, took out the other number 1, 33-4, Houston out of the Big 12. So this means for the first time ever in NCAA tournament history, we will not have a number 1 in the Elite 8.
Wow.
All of them are gone. Of course, Purdue went out the first night. Alabama and Houston tonight. And who was the other number 1?
Was it Kansas?
I think it was Kansas. And Kansas lost their second game. So they didn't make out of the first weekend either. So all the numbers. So the next highest seed and the next pretty competitive game was Texas, who was number 2 seed. They're the highest remaining seed against number 3 Xavier. Xavier coming out of the Big East, losing this game to Texas 83-71. This was an entertaining game. Xavier had a really good second half. The first half, Texas was just mauling them. Texas was controlling that whole game. But Texas looks really good coming out, and they're definitely earning their 2 seed. and the reason why a lot of people did pick them to win, including I think Dan has them as a winner on theirs on his bracket. So Texas looking good, and the game which I fell asleep on, the late game was Creighton Blue Jays out of the Big East.
Yeah,
playing Princeton Tigers. Princeton making a Sweet 16, which is their first Sweet 16, which I thought they would have had more, but they've upset so many teams. Yeah, I thought they haven't made it past the second game.
really?
So, they've beaten Georgetown and people in the past with Pete Carrill and that passing offense. But when I was reading the other day, I was like, that's our first Sweet 16. But they lost to Creighton 86-75. So your Elite Eight. And the game's tomorrow, or today, actually, I should say. So the game's today, and we'll pick some winners. We have Florida Atlantic Owls, and this is at MSG, of course, the Mecca, against Kansas State. And the late game is UConn Gonzaga. Florida Atlantic, Kansas State, man, who you got?
I like Kansas State in this one, man. They're a good team. Florida Atlantic's no joke either, but got a feeling K-State's going to take it to them. Who do you like in that game?
Yeah, I'm picking Kansas State. They had a real motor. Their fan base was there. Florida Atlantic is no joke, though. They're no joke. You can't sleep on the house. Like, literally. Can't sleep on the house. But they're no joke. 34-3. Again, I know they didn't play in the big conference, but look where they are now. So they're playing with a whole boatload of confidence. They're going in there. They're game planning. I just think Kansas State is just a little bit too deep for them. And I think Kansas State's going to eke out this win today. The late game is UConn out of the Big East against Gonzaga. I think they're still in the WAC. I don't know where they're at anymore, honestly. 4 versus 3 here in the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Gonzaga, UConn. Who you got?
Look, man, I always root for the Zags, man. I always root for the Zags. I kind of overlooked them this year, because they've always seemed to disappoint me when they try to get late in the tournament. And they always let me down, but maybe this is the year where I'm not really looking much. Didn't really expect much from them, and they may get far. So, yeah, that's what I'm taking.
Yeah, I'm taking Gonzaga because again, it's like if not now, win.
Yeah.
Connecticut is a 2.5-point favorite in this game because they've been just beating teams down. They're a very solid team. Now they are head coached by a Hurley, but luckily it's not Bobby. So I'm okay. But yeah, I'm picking Gonzaga because this is their chance. This is their chance. So it's going to be a good game. The Sunday games. Excuse me. This thing. Here we go. We got the Blue Jays out of the Big East facing San Diego State out of the WAC in the Yum Center in there in Louisville. And late game on Sunday is Miami against Texas at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. We're gonna go Blue Jays, Aztecs. Who you got?
Man, the Aztecs impressed me, Hurt. I can't get that game out of my head. They impressed me. They took it to Alabama. Like you said, they were great on defense. They were not scared and they weren't intimidated. And to me, they look like the more aggressive team. And I'm gonna go with San Diego State.
All right, I'm a Big East guy, and I'm just specifically going because I'm a Big East guy.
Okay.
I think San Diego State's got a good team, but I feel like it's Blue Jay time. And I think the Blue Jays are going to the Final Four, so I'm picking Creighton. Late game, Miami, Texas. This will be a great football game back in the day.
Yeah.
But they're here in the Elite Eight, the winner going to the Sweet 16. I mean, to the Final Four, Sweet 16. Texas, who's a 4-point favorite in this game. Miami, who you got?
This one's tough. But
it's either the U versus the Hook'em Horns.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna ride this Miami wave, man. They're playing good. I mean, if you really think about it, the only time Miami didn't look good was the second half against Drake. You know what I mean? Other than that, they've looked really good all tournament. So I'm going to go Miami.
Well, as we all know, my fandom will not allow me to go past this point with Miami. So I'm going to hook 'em horns here. Got to hook 'em horns. I cannot, will not, shall not root for Miami. Texas is the highest remaining seed, and they proved it that they've earned it. And I'm picking Texas in this game.
All right.
we'll definitely see. But so far, how have you enjoyed the tournament? I mean, it's been a lot of upsets. We've seen things that we haven't seen before. Another number one going down. No number ones even in the Elite Eight. Because I feel like this was the type of year where that could happen. Because there really wasn't a team that ran away with anything.
Yeah. So let me just a couple things I want to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas thinks these games are going to be pretty competitive. Texas is a 4-point favorite. Creighton is a 1.5 point favorite. So and let me see the other ones. Let's see. Kansas State. Oh shoot, what happened? I don't know what just. Hold on, Hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So Kansas State is a 2-point favorite, and UConn is a 2.5 point favorite. So they expect these to be competitive games. So let me just give you my overall thoughts on the state of college basketball, and I think I kind of talked to you about this before. I'm not surprised that these number one seeds got taken down, Hurt, because to me in the past 10 years, there's been so much parity in college basketball. I feel like college basketball is watered down. This isn't the day when we had like the North Carolinas and the Dukes and the Kansases who were number one seeds who were like locks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like back in the day when, and not even back in the day,
like the Kansas teams, they were like 30-1.
Yeah.
And the North Carolina teams, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm saying back in the day, but even like as far as like 10 years ago, if those teams, those number one seeds weren't getting upset, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't happening. Like it was chalk. Like the tournament was really, really chalky. But with the state of college athletics and basketball today, when you have the portals, and you really don't have like the blockbuster superstar like basketball athletes, I think, because like even when you look at the NBA draft, like I don't think there's been like a super duper college superstar since like the Zion Williamson John Morant draft, which wasn't that long ago. But you get what I'm saying? I just feel like the state of college basketball it's a lot of parity, man. And there's like where before, the ACC, the Big Ten, these are the strong conferences, the Pac-10. Oh yeah, it's like I feel like the conferences are so equal. Like for instance,
but look where these number one seeds all came from. They all came from different places.
Yeah, and look at like the Big Ten. The Big Ten got what 9 teams in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They were all gone by like the second round. And I kept saying like the Big Ten. Oh yeah, they're strong.
The Big 12's got 2.
Huh?
The Big 12 still got 2. Is still in there.
Yeah.
The Big East had a couple, but I mean they have Creighton now, and they're having a pretty good year.
Yeah. But I kept hearing the Big Ten's this great conference. You know what I'm saying? All the teams just beat up on each other. I hate that. No, the Big Ten's a mediocre conference. I watch those games. It's mediocre. It's not. The Big Ten's not that great. Then you got the ACC. The ACC is nothing like it used to be. I'm not taking anything away from Miami, but it's just not like it was.
But you can tell that during the tournament,
right?
That, or even just like some of the seedings. I mean, and knowing the ACC, they weren't built for the tournament. Like the only team that was built for the tournament is the team that won the regular season, which was Miami.
Right.
And they're building off also what they did last year. So they were going in with a stronger team. Now, again, Duke won the ACC tournament because, of course, they always do.
Right.
But they weren't built to be a team in the NCAA tournament.
No.
And we saw that. And certain teams aren't made for that sort of thing.
Right. So I just feel like, so I say all that to say, I just feel like there is a lot of parity in college basketball today. And I guess that's why I'm just not as excited. Maybe that's why I'm not as excited about the tournament like I used to be. I just feel like all these teams are like the same. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But
no, I know what you're saying.
But that being said, though, Hurt, I am looking forward to these matchups. I really want to see this UConn Gonzaga matchup.
Oh yeah.
Yep. After seeing San Diego State, I really want to see how this Creighton San Diego State game and this Miami Texas game. To me, I'm really excited about seeing that. So I will be taking part of that, watching that. So, but yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good. Now that I'm actually watching the games and seeing these teams, Yeah, man.
Now that you're actually invested.
Yeah. No, I'm getting excited.
Good. Speaking of getting excited, today's a big day in college basketball, just in general, not because of the men, because of the women as well. As we know, I'm a big women's college basketball fan, and they're coming down to their weekend to get down to their Elite Eight and Final Four as well. Last night we had some great games in the women's tournament. That LSU game last night against who did they play? Utah, which I knew Utah had a good. They upset Stanford in the Pac-12 tournament. They had a really good team. They went toe-to-toe with LSU. LSU was 31-2 out of the SEC, which is probably one of the best women's conferences in the nation this year. Coming out with a win, 66-63. Miami, another Miami team, the women, the ladies, are doing great. They beat Villanova 70-65. Iowa with one of the best players, Caitlin Clark, one of the players of the year, beating Colorado 87-77. And Louisville, who's always a tournament team, always doing well at the ACC, over Ole Miss 72-62. And today, both our teams are playing today. So that's awesome. And yours starts in probably a couple minutes. In about 20 minutes, we have Maryland at 11:30 at Bon Secours Wellness Center in Greenville, South Carolina, facing Notre Dame. At 2 p.m., we got the number 1 overall and still undefeated South Carolina ladies playing UCLA. At 4 p.m. on ABC. Of course, ABC, they got to put the best teams on ABC, right? So all the other games are on ESPN. But on ABC, you got to have the main event. Of course, that means UConn's got to be playing. So UConn's playing Ohio State. UConn at number 2. Ohio State's number 3. This is in Seattle. This is going to be a tough game for UConn. And at 6:30 on ESPN2, we have another number 1 overall seed, Virginia Tech, against Tennessee. Tennessee trying to get back to their old glory, so to speak. So you watching Notre Dame, Maryland at 11:30, bro?
As soon as we get done this podcast, I'm hit the TV on and watch this game. Absolutely.
So you think your Lady Terps have a chance to win today?
Absolutely.
All right. Who you got in South Carolina, UCLA?
Oh, dude, you can't. Dude,
let's say South Carolina.
I can. Okay.
South Carolina's not going to be stopped. That's why I just asked you that question just to set you up to say South Carolina is unstoppable at this point. So if somebody says South Carolina ladies or just pick the South Carolina ladies.
That's right. Where's that South Carolina game at?
South Carolina.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah. Where is the tournament? Is the tournament in San Antonio? The
Final Four?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Hold on, let me see.
I'm not that good with that sort of thing.
Hold on, let me see. Women's NCAA tournament.
Come on.
Or is it in Dallas, maybe?
I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah, I got to root for national championship. Hold on. Yeah, I got to root for South Carolina because my brother's my sister-in-law.
Is she from there? Or?
Yeah, she's from South Carolina, and
you go to school in South Carolina, or?
She was born in South Carolina.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I don't think she went to school there, but
So it was like South Carolina versus Clemson, then you just wouldn't know.
Yeah, because wait a minute, where is it? Because that would be cool if it's in Texas. Because I know my brother, he was like, yeah, I'm hoping. Now I think about it, he was like, yeah, I hope South Carolina wins. That'd be crazy if Maryland and South Carolina played. Oh, it is in Dallas. Yeah, so it's in Dallas. That'd be cool. So they could just drive right down there. That would be so cool. So yeah, now I got to really root for South Carolina so they can go to the Final Four. That would be awesome.
They're definitely gonna. They're definitely gonna go. They're definitely gonna go.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's an issue. Dawn Staley has that team on fire.
Okay.
So again, they're 34-0. So they're 34-0 for a reason. Yeah, and including 34-0 in that conference. So
yeah,
SEC's been on fire. So definitely South Carolina. So UConn, Maryland, South Carolina, and the Tennessee VTech. VTech hasn't been this far, and Tennessee has it in their blood. Their blue blood women's program. But I think VTech has had a change in their DNA to get their women's team to be 29-4, and I think they could hold on and beat Tennessee in this game. So it's gonna be close though. It's gonna be real close.
Okay.
The line for that game is even, so it could go either way. Honestly, it's tough for me to. Again, I never rooted for Tennessee, but I know who they are, and if they want to get back to where they used to be, beating Virginia Tech today would be a step in the right direction. So we'll definitely see. So yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be exciting. So great games all day today. So I can't wait. So we'll see. We went through all the games. We went through tomorrow's games, right? Okay. So tomorrow with the women, real quick, Miami LSU. That's going to be a barn burner. Very physical. That's going to be a physical game. In that game. LSU, though, I think just has too much talent for Miami. And Louisville and Iowa. Louisville's defense will give Iowa a problem, but Iowa has the dominant player in Caitlin Clark. I think Iowa can pull out a victory in that game, but it's not going to be easy. So I can't wait. It's the whole weekend. It's a full weekend of college basketball, man. It's awesome, baby, for capital A. So it's my Dickie V. All right. So anything else you want to finish off with, my man, or are we good?
No, man, that's it.
I'm good. All right. Well, everybody watch the tournament games. If you do DraftKings, have fun on DraftKings, and do not ask him anything about that. Please. Tune in to us here on StreamYard, YouTube, subscribe to Mike. Of course, we're on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. I'll be tweeting all day today about tournament games. So join in with me, and I appreciate all the people who do respond back to me. Well, it's good or bad, and then whatever. I do appreciate the comments, even though I'm right and you're wrong. And also, we're on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find us. NY to MD Podcast. Everybody have a safe weekend. It's raining, so just drive safely, please. Like seriously, drive safely, and we'll see you soon.
Peace, y'all.
Holla.